150 years ago, a plastic bag was born. It was a time of great change. People were traveling to the moon and computers were taking over the world. But this bag, it was different, made of a new material called polyester. It was strong and lightweight and would last a lifetime. Fast forward to today. The bag has been through a lot. It's traveled around the world, been used by millions, and seen countless landscapes. But now it's old and torn and floating in the ocean, and as the sun beats down on its tattered remains, it begins to break apart, releasing toxic chemicals into the water below. Welcome to our channel, where today we'll explore the sad and sorry state of plastic bags in our oceans. But why? Why are there so many plastic bags in the sea? Well, it's because people like us keep making the same mistakes over and over again. We use plastic bags for everything, from groceries to trash cans. They're cheap and convenient, and we have one bag for every occasion. But what happens when we throw them away? Most end up in landfills, taking up valuable space and leaching toxins into the ground. But some are more unlucky. They make their way into rivers and eventually the ocean, where they become part of the 150,000 tons of plastic that's dumped into our waters every year. And once in the ocean, these bags can have a devastating impact. They can choke and kill sea life, get tangled in fishing nets, and ruin valuable ecosystems. So what can we do to stop it? Well, first, we need to understand how a plastic bag becomes a deadly threat to marine life. When you're a plastic bag, your life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Sure, you might start off in a nice dry place like a grocery store. But before long, you're outside and things get real. You're tossed around with hundreds of your plastic bag brethren, all of you shrieking in terror as the wind tries to tear you to shreds. Eventually, you find yourself floating down a river and into the ocean, where things get even worse. As a plastic bag, you're at the mercy of the currents, winds, and tides, which means you could be anywhere in an instant. You might find yourself stuck in a patch of floating debris or entangled in a fishing net, and if you're not careful, you could end up inside the gut of a whale. As if that's not bad enough, you're also breaking apart into smaller and smaller pieces, called microplastics, which are even more damaging to marine life. You might think that being a plastic bag is better than being a fish, but trust me, you'd be wrong. Being a plastic bag in the ocean is a fate worse than death. You're trapped in a never-ending cycle of wind, waves, and currents, and you're slowly poisoning the very water you're floating in. You might think that being dead would be a relief. But even then, you're still causing harm, as sea creatures mistake your rotting form for food and eat you, only to die themselves from ingesting toxic chemicals. The worst part is that this nightmare never ends. Even after hundreds of years, you're still out there polluting the ocean and killing wildlife, so count yourself lucky you never became a plastic bag. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate just how much plastic waste is polluting our beautiful oceans. According to National Geographic, there are 5 major patches of plastic waste in the ocean, with the largest one being in the North Pacific Gyre. This massive collection of debris is also known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and it covers an area twice the size of Texas. It's estimated that the patch contains over 80,000 tons of plastic, including discarded fishing nets, discarded plastic bottles, and yes, plastic bags. These bags can travel for thousands of miles, often getting caught on coral reefs and other marine life. But it's not just the large patches that are a problem. Plastic bags are also found in the cells and tissues of deep-sea creatures and in the eggs and sperm of marine organisms. This is because plastic doesn't decompose, it photodegrades. That means that instead of breaking down into nothing, it breaks down into particles smaller than a sesame seed called These particles are so tiny that they are almost impossible to remove from the environment, and they've been found in the drinking water of over 90% of humans worldwide. So how did we get here? Well, it started innocently enough. In the 1960s, plastic bags were seen as a convenient and eco-friendly alternative to paper bags, which required trees and ink to produce. But as it turns out, plastic bags aren't so eco-friendly after all, and now we're dealing with the consequences of our past mistakes. So what can we do to clean up our mess? Well, it starts with each of us making small changes like using reusable bags and holding corporations that are polluting our planet accountable. If you liked this video, you might also enjoy our other content about the sad state of plastic pollution in our oceans. So click on that subscribe button and join us in the fight to protect our planet. Thank you for watching.